Pearl Harbor, often encapsulated in the collective memory as a singular act of aggression, in reality represented the zenith of a protracted series of geopolitical maneuverings and military stratagems, deeply embedded in the context of Japanese imperialist policy and American diplomatic responses. The intricacies of this event are rooted in a confluence of factors that extend beyond the conventional narrative. Japan's strategic imperatives were significantly influenced by its perceived encirclement by Western powers and a palpable resource scarcity, driving a desperate pursuit of autarky. This pursuit was not merely a reaction to external pressures, but was deeply interwoven with the national psyche, fostered by a blend of Shinto-imbued nationalism and a Bushido-inflected military ethos. The decision to strike at Pearl Harbor was undergirded by these complex socio-cultural dynamics, rendering it not just a military decision but a profound statement of national identity and destiny. The operational planning of the attack itself was a masterpiece of military acumen, reflecting a keen understanding of both the strengths and vulnerabilities of American naval power. The choice of targets, timing, and tactics employed by the Japanese fleet was not arbitrary, but was the product of meticulous intelligence gathering and strategic forecasting. The use of aircraft carriers, a relatively novel aspect of naval warfare at the time, demonstrated a sophisticated grasp of emerging military technologies and their potential to redefine traditional paradigms of naval engagement. Conversely, American military preparedness and intelligence efforts preceding the attack, while often criticized for their failures, were mired in a complex web of bureaucratic challenges and a certain degree of strategic myopia. The prevailing underestimation of Japanese capabilities and intentions was not merely an intelligence failure but also reflected a broader cultural and racial bias prevalent in American military and political circles. This aspect of the prelude to Pearl Harbor is critical in understanding the surprise and magnitude of the attack. Furthermore, the diplomatic interplay between the United States and Japan in the months leading up to the attack was characterized by a series of miscommunications, misinterpretations, and missed opportunities. This diplomatic dance, often overshadowed by the military aspects of the conflict, was crucial in the escalation towards war. The Hull Note, for instance, often perceived as a straightforward ultimatum, was in reality a complex diplomatic overture, laden with nuances that were lost in the cross-cultural context of US-Japanese relations. The ramifications of Pearl Harbor extended far beyond the immediate tactical and strategic outcomes of the attack. It catalyzed a seismic shift in global military strategy, heralding the decline of battleship-dominated naval doctrine and the ascent of carrier-based power projection. Moreover, it precipitated a reconfiguration of global alliances, setting the stage for the ideological and military confrontations of the Cold War era. Amidst this strategic tableau, the nuances of Japanese naval tactics and their application at Pearl Harbor warrant a deeper scrutiny. The decision to prioritize aircraft carriers over battleships in the strike force composition was not merely a tactical innovation, but a strategic recalibration, reflective of Japan's acute awareness of the changing paradigms in naval warfare. This shift underscored a broader doctrinal evolution within the Imperial Japanese Navy, where the lessons of past conflicts, particularly the Russo-Japanese War, were synthesized with contemporary naval theory, notably the writings of Sir Julian Corbett. Corbett's emphasis on maritime strategy not as an end in itself, but as a means to broader political objectives resonated deeply with Japanese strategic thought. The attack on Pearl Harbor thus was a calculated risk, underpinned by a sophisticated understanding of the interplay between naval power and geopolitical leverage. Furthermore, the meticulous planning of the attack, including the emphasis on surprise and the selection of specific targets like battleships and aircraft, was informed by a nuanced understanding of American naval doctrine and logistics. This approach revealed a profound grasp of the adversary's mindset. Pearl Harbor, therefore, demands a nuanced and multifaceted historiographical approach, one that acknowledges the complexity of the factors at play and resists the temptation to distill the event into a simplistic narrative of surprise, victimhood, and retribution. The task of the historian, in this context, is to illuminate the myriad threads that wove together to create this pivotal moment in world history, recognizing its role as a nexus point in the broader tapestry of 20th century geopolitical dynamics.